Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video we're going to do a 1-year review of my Montane Trailblazer LT 28 litre backpack. Now it is an ultralight backpack weighing in at just 390 grams, which is pretty solid for 28 litres, and it is a waterproof backpack, so it's waterproof material, all seams sealed and all the rest of it. So the backpack uses a Raptor Flylight 40 denier siliconized nylon ripstop fabric with a TPU coating. So we'll talk about it as a day pack, and we'll also talk about it as an overnight lightweight wild camping bag as well. So the main features of the bag, it's a roll top opening which clips onto either side. It's got two really generous flexible pockets either side, and they're accessible from the top, and they're also accessible each side for a little zipped access as well, so you can put smaller things in the front, bigger things in the back, perfect for bottles of water or waterproof layers or anything else. You've also got a webbing system where you can put other stuff on, but this is very lightweight webbing system, so you can stuff waterproof in there, stuff some lightweight stuff, but I wouldn't try and hang anything much heavier than that. So swinging around to the front of the bag, comfy lightweight hip belt, zipped access to the rear pockets either side, and then on the shoulder straps you've got two decent sized pockets. I can get my quite chunky phone into one. I pack like some other stuff into the other one. It's also got plenty of spots to hang carabiners on, and it's got two adjustable straps along the top which you can lift up and down, move them to different places, and obviously you can also hang carabiners off those different loops as well. Now I've owned the bag for just over a year. I've done quite a few day hikes with it. It did take a bit of getting used to at the start because it is a very lightweight, unstructured backpack, and I was used to bigger, heavier, structured backpacks with kind of airframes and all the rest of it. On today's walk we've got waterproof layer, a warmer layer, bag of snacks, a third camera in the bag, 800ml water bottle, and my normal bits and pieces for walking. So the bag is maybe half full at best, and it still carries fine even though the bag hasn't got much structure. So the more you kind of fill the bag, the more kind of structured it feels because it fills the shape out. But I'm not finding any problems with this. I've now done a couple of really good day hikes with this bag. So I did the 15-mile Raven walk, which is a really tough one. I did 15 miles across some big ridgeways down to a pub, and we're doing a 10-miler today. And you'll also obviously see that how to use it on a little overnight wild camp, just to see how it carries with a lot more weight in and the bag being properly full. So there's my kit, fully loaded, fully packed for an overnight camp with food and water, weighing out 7.5 kilos, with a couple of cameras as well, and obviously the little tripod that this camera is mounted on now. So we have got 800ml water bottle. We've got the back Heads Up Bivy Pro in regular, so that's the bivy. It's quite a sizable thing, but these side mesh pockets are really generous because I've also got a pair of sunglasses in there, a cookie that's crushed a bit, and I've also got on these really cool front pockets, which on the shoulder straps, got a decent chunky phone. I've got a camera hanging from that, my Action 4, which I switch with the camera I'm using now, so it goes in and out of the pouch, and a tripod I hang on the other side, and I've got some sun cream and earphones in the other front pocket. In terms of what we got on the inside, we have got loads of gear, to be honest. It is actually waterproof, this bag, but I always put things inside a waterproof bag anyway, just to be doubly safe. So a load of spare batteries and stuff for the cameras, water filter, a bag of snacks. So we haven't got a cook system with this because I don't often take a cook system like this, but it is quite a hefty bag of snacks. Ultralight layer, a Vorday layer, a bag with all of my toiletries, safety stuff, head torch, lights, air pump, all that kind of gear. So it's quite a chunky thing. Could probably reduce that further, battery bank, chargers, all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of my go-to kit for any kind of overnight camp, whether I'm going ultralight or not. Waterproof packable layer. And I've also got the OEX Furnace 8 Plus Thermalite sleeping bag liner, just in case it's a bit cold tonight, just with a lightweight sleeping bag. I've got my OEX down jacket. I've got my wide sea inflatable pillow, really nice bit of kit that off AliExpress. That's the frankly insane Sea to Summit Spark Zero sleeping bag. It's just, I cannot get over how small it is. It doesn't even have a compression sack, just a little stuff sack to put it in. And then we've got the Nemo Tensor insulated, R rating of I think 4.2. So a nice mummy sleep mat there. And also got a bag of thermal layers, so it's a thermal top, spare socks and thermal leggings as well. So you could definitely go a lot lighter than I've gone tonight and a lot more compact, but I've tried to sort of think about all possibilities. So that is it for inside the bag, but down the back here we have also got my X-Bed sit mat as well. Just gives you some extra padding, and also just love these things, just absolutely fantastic invention. So once you've got all the stuff out of the bag, it is very light, very compact, and you could have put more stuff in here as well. But no, tonight I've gone with probably too much gear, but yeah. Wanted to see exactly what I could take in this. And the walk up, to be fair, the bag carried pretty well, didn't feel too overloaded despite having a lot of weight in it. Obviously a backpack is a very personal choice, so one of the reasons I really like this bag is it really suits me on my day hikes as a YouTuber. So a lot of my day hikes recently I've been using two main cameras, the Action 4 which I'm shooting on now, and my Sony RXO Mark II. So what I want to do when I'm out filming is I want to be able to switch cameras really easily depending on what I'm trying to film. So the Action 4 is where walking and talking, stabilised footage, all that kind of stuff. And my RXO2, better than I'm at range, good for like walking past shots, that kind of stuff. So the great thing about this bag is I've got my phone in this pocket, sun cream bits and pieces in this little pocket, and I've got my other camera in the big side pocket which I can just reach, grab and swap. So I can easily swap over both cameras without having to take my bag off, and it means I use a lot more footage from both cameras because I'm not having to worry about constantly trying to store cameras somewhere. And because I've got accessible pockets on the bag, means my pockets on the trousers are free to store things like my wireless mics if the wind picks up, that kind of stuff. So it just really suits the way I walk. Another good thing as well is as I'm walking I can easily get my drinks bottle out for a drink. Some bags I just cannot reach my arm behind and actually get my drink out, so that's another benefit of this bag, for me anyway. A really good feature of the bag that, because not only are the pockets big, flexible, you can stuff a lot of stuff in, but you can easily reach around, get your hand from the top to grab bigger items, and for smaller things like some snacks, other bits and pieces, perhaps your wallet, you've got the small zipped access lower down on the hip belt. So one of the negatives I read online before I purchased the bag was that the two kind of top straps to help keep the shape of the top of the backpack don't really hold their tension very well, which I have also found. So if you try to tension them up a bit more, they'll gradually just sort of loosen up as you walk. So it's not difficult to keep retensioning them, but obviously it could get annoying. Now I have found that the tension for me at the moment is absolutely perfect. I've got the bag fitted perfectly for me, but there's not a huge amount of adjustment. So I think if you're any bigger than me, so I'm 5'11", probably a sort of 42-inch chest, and a reasonably long back according to some measurements I took recently to try and measure for a backpack. I think if you're any bigger than that, you're probably not going to be able to get the backpack situated ideally, because you'll find you've got to have it sitting quite low at the back for the hip balance to be working, and the shoulders might not feel right. One of the reviewers who didn't like the top straps just simply replaced them with a couple of carabiners and a bit of strapping of their choice. So you can do that because obviously you've got plenty of spaces to adjust and change them and stuff, so you can take them off and replace them with your own. Perhaps not ideal having to do that, but it's not the end of the world. We're currently nearly 7 miles in to a nice walk in late August. It's extremely muggy today, very humid, and that is one of the downsides of an unstructured pack like this. Obviously it sits snug against your back and it gets very warm, so you will definitely in warm weather get a very sweaty back with this kind of backpack, but you pay your money, you make your choices. This is a lightweight backpack you know it's going to have some compromises, and that is one of them. I've not yet used it in any rain, so I can't vouch for how waterproof it is, but I didn't really purchase it for its waterproof qualities. I purchased it for its weight and size and capacity and all the rest of it. And I'd always recommend having your gear either in a big dry bag or separate dry bags inside any backpack anyway, because nothing's ever going to be 100% waterproof. So with a lightweight bag, durability can be questionable, but so far after a year's use, I'm really pleased with the condition. I do try and look after my lightweight gear extra specially because it is a bit more delicate. But so far, no complaints, build quality feels really good. It is a respected brand, so hopefully it'll keep that way. So to sum up, I really love this backpack. It took a little while to get used to it because I was coming from very heavy structured backpacks, even though it had the same capacity, bags with big airframes and completely different way of carrying weight. Now I've got used to it and I've sort of learnt how to use the various pockets to suit my needs. I absolutely love it. It is my absolute go-to day hiking backpack, and it's also just about viable for short overnight camps as well. I picked the bag up for about 80 quid, and I've looked online today, which is late August 2024, and I found the bag from between 71 to £100. So shop around, you can probably get it including postage for about 75 quid, which I think is a really good value for what is a really good quality bit of kit. I think that's about it for the review. If I've missed anything, or you think anything needs clarifying, anything about buying the bag, just drop a comment. I'll have a look into it and get back to you. If you're a regular watcher of the channel, you may have seen this a couple of times on the channel on my back as I'm wandering around, and I think next year and from now on you will see it a lot more on all my day hikes, because I'm trying to slim down my gear collection, and this is definitely an absolute keeper. So as I get rid of my other backpacks, you'll be seeing this one more and more. If the video's been useful, drop it a like, just helps with the algorithm and stuff. And obviously if you want to see more gear reviews and more day hikes and overnight wild camps and other bits and pieces, just subscribe to the channel. If you made it this far, a huge thanks for watching as always, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one.